everybody, this is part 3 of the Content Library series of tutorials for Daz's Unite. At this juncture, I'm actually going to show you a couple of, I think 3 examples of just reorganizing where I've put things so that you can see one method of doing this. This is one of many methods of organizing and storing your files, and really do whatever works best for you. Some people will actually use categories instead of the method that I use, and they'll swear by the categories and how that's all set up, and you can certainly do that. For example, let me just find something really fast. You can right-click on things and create a subfolder or create a category from something. In my case, I found this method to be clunky, creating a subfolder within the Daz Studio interface. And so I'm going to use a method that I find it a little bit faster than doing this through the interface. So I'm going to pop back over here to my filing systems. And what you're seeing here are all of my files or file folders on my external hard drive. I wanted to keep all of my files off my internal computer MacBook hard drive to free up space and not clog my machine too much. So I have these all on an external drive. And in a previous part of this tutorial series, I talk a little bit more about how I set all these things up. But what I've got is the basic, is the basic My Daz 3D library, which is where typically the default spot for where most of your files will go. And up above here in this folder, in the same external hard drive, I have my own filing system that I've set up. I literally just created a new folder using the new folder window thingy. I basically organized by subject and created all of these folders as well. And I put AA in front of all of this because I'm trying to differentiate between the default Daz folder and my folder system. And AA, just for me personally, it's just a shorthand acronym for my business, Authors Assembler. And that's why you see AA in front of most of these things. And I even put the AA further down into the list so that if I'm deep in the middle of some kind of, searching for something specific, and I'm going way down into like all the way here, I find that if I have the AA in front of these things, it just helps me find things a lot faster. So one of the things I've got set up here is on my hard drive right now. And what I do is I save, I'm going to start doing this. I actually just started doing this today. I'm going to save my zip files. So when I download from the Daz, from the store, from daz3d.com. Okay, so what you see here is one of my more recent orders, and I haven't added a few of these items yet to my library system because I wanted to walk you through how to do this. So this is what you would see on your order form once you've purchased an asset, and you can either use the install manager, and it will basically download to wherever you've pointed it to download to, whatever folder you've set that you want it to go to, or you can do the manual download. And the download button is probably where you're going to end up as you move along and you get better and better at Daz Studio. You're probably going to want to use the manual download moving forward. So you might as well, if you're just starting out, you might as well just start doing it this way. There are advantages to it. So I've already done that, and I've dumped it in this folder system here. And this is just on my, I'm basically, you can put your zip files anywhere. This is the base file for whatever item you've just purchased. We've got a sci-fi assassin outfit, Arwen hair, and aged metals for eye ray. These are actual shaders, and metal shaders basically. So I wanted to show you a different types of items that you can install and how those might look in my own filing system. And you can do whatever works best for you in terms of creating folders and organizing and creating subfolders for all of these kinds of things. But it is a good practice to have a separate area where you have your zip backups, and then you back those up to some other method. You know, Backblaze is an online backup system, or another external hard drive, or whatever system works best for you for backing up your files. Okay, so another tip might be that you can organize your zip backups by the store where you purchased or downloaded those items. And so I've got that here. I don't have much in here already. I mostly buy from Daz Studio, but I have a few in the Renderosity zips that I haven't, or actually I haven't put them in there yet. But I do have some zip files that I haven't really messed with yet. And eventually I'll probably do a video on how to install third-party content. So in this case, we're just focusing on Daz Studio. All right, so one of the things I would do first is double click to expand it. And in your case, you should be able to, if you're on a Mac, you should be able to just double click it. All right, now what I'm looking at here is the content folder, a manifest, and a supplement. And what we care about is the folders, whatever folders are inside the content folder. And it could be any number of things. Typically, you're going to see data, people, and maybe not people. You're going to see data and runtime, but you may see all sorts of different things. Copy whatever's in the content folder. That's critical. Don't copy the content folder and don't copy the main folder. That's really, really important. So I'm just hitting Command C, which will copy it. Or you can go up to, where is that? Edit, copy 3 items in your Finder menu system. Okay, so first of all, I know that I want to go over here to my main normal Daz 3D file system. And probably what I'm going to do is I'll go over here to my column view and I will select this. You don't want to select anything inside of here. You don't want to create new folders for this. You would just want to make sure this is selected and then hit Command V for paste. Or you can go up to Edit, Paste in the menu up top there. So what I do is I first copy the appropriate files over to the My Daz 3D library folder, that default folder that everything goes to. And then once I have that set up and it's all in there, I will then, essentially pull some folders and files over into my own personal filing system in my this filing system up top here that you see. And this is the critical spot right here that you have to answer correctly. This is particularly on a Mac. This is not going to look the same on a Windows machine. So the really important thing here is that you would want to apply, check the apply to all, and you absolutely do not want to replace. You want to merge. And what that will do is it will ensure that you're not overwriting anything. So you just want to hit apply to all and merge, and that will combine everything together. So anytime it runs into a runtime folder in the place where it's being copied to, it will basically dump any files that you're transferring over into that runtime folder instead of overwriting that runtime folder. So that's the important thing. So in this case, it looks like this particular file is 627 627 megabytes. Okay, so now we should be able to find that file. And I've already forgotten now what I moved over. Okay, Sci-Fi Assassin Outfit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find it. I know that clothing for Genesis, what was that? I'm actually not sure if that's for, oh, it's for a male. It's a guy outfit. I just know that Genesis 8 male clothing will be under Genesis Male 8. And it should show up. There it is. And because I know I never bother to use the 3Delight engine, I actually don't move that over. All I'll move over is the basic files, whatever's in this main folder, and then also the iRay, because I always use the iRay engine. And again, this is just my personal filing system. If I was using both engines, I would be sure to move them both over for ease of reference. So, or actually probably what the easiest way to do this is to just copy the main folder, Sci-Fi Assassin Outfit, and then I'll go back up here to my personal filing system, and I like to put outfits under wardrobe, not underneath the the people or characters. See, I have it under figures and then I have characters. So it's slightly different than the typical default folder system. So I will basically put these under a Genesis 8 male wardrobe, and I'll dump it in here. I'm basically hitting Control V for, or Command V for paste. So then I'll add an AA for my little author's assembler, and I will just delete the 3Delight. So now I have everything I want in here, and everything looks fine to me. This is some specific, I guess, outfit choices or something. And then you've got the main items, so the jacket, and then, you know, these are the textures that go over the top of it. So that was pretty straightforward, right? Not too bad. It's a little bit more time consuming than the other way of doing this. And also what I'll probably do is delete this open folder and just keep that backup zip. So now we're going to try unzipping Arwen hair. So this is a different type of product. And we'll just take a look. Okay, so it's a Genesis 8 female hair. All right, and we're going to, again, only copy the data, people, and runtime inside the content. We're not going to select this one, and we're not going to select this one. We're going to just select whatever's inside of the content. And I've copied it by hitting Command C, and then I'm going to pop over here to the main My Daz 3D library, and I know that I would just select that main folder and then hit Command V, and it's preparing to copy. So again, the most critical thing about this whole process is that you would want to hit merge and not replace. And be sure to check apply to all, otherwise you're going to keep hitting that same thing over and over again. Okay, so that's another one that was really quick. And I'm again going to get rid of Arwen over here. I'm just going to keep that base zip file. And I'm going to go find where the hair is. Again, I know that under the main library system, I would have to go to People, Genesis 8 Female, and then hair under there. And there it is. So I'm going to copy the big main folder. And then I'm going to pop up here to hair. And I know it's a Genesis 8 female. And then I'm just going to pop that right there. All right, let's take a look in it. All right, again, it looks like there's just some basic colors. And then I'm going to get rid of this 3Delight because I know I'm not going to use it. And remember, I still have the backup here. If I ever wanted to use 3Delight engine, I could always go back and use this filing system instead of my filing system. So this is more like, it's almost like this setup is actually just my favorites. It's set up exactly the way I want. And if there's something I know I don't use, I just delete it from this here, so I don't have to see a bunch of stuff I don't need. All right, so that's the hair one. And then we're going to expand on the aged metals for iRay. All right, and again, I'm going to copy whatever's in here. It looks like it's only just runtime and shader presets at this point. So I'm going to copy only that with Command C, and then we're going to dump it in the main folder. So now we're going to go back over here to the My Daz 3D library, and we're just going to hit Command V for paste, and it's a pretty small file, so we're just going to hit Apply All and Merge. And now it's likely under shader presets, and there it is. I see it right here. So I'm going to hit Command C and then pop over here to shader presets. And let's see, I have a really robust filing system for shaders because I'm a huge fan of shaders. I will actually have a video on shaders at some point. So I want to make sure that I put it under metals, and I've got a file system for that. Okay, now it's in there. And let's just take a look and see. There's some basic types of metal, and then here's some, I guess, some textures you can put on top of that or something like that. Yeah, some different textures. So there's nothing else that that needs a sort of a subfolder of any of this kind of thing. But I could, if I wanted to, I could put, say, all the silver ones together, or all the, but in this case, everything's pretty straightforward, and I'll be able to find things fast. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So hopefully you'll find this useful. And once you've gotten your file system set up, the main thing you have to do in order to actually see what you've just put in there, you have to go to the topmost Daz Studio formats in your Daz Studio interface, right-click and hit refresh, and that will update every folder inside of that, including the new section. And remember, it was under AA subfolders is what I'm calling this apparently. So let's just go pop in here and see if we can find like a aged, let's see if this actually worked. So we're going to go into shader presets, and let's just change really quickly, like her outfit. We'll do aged metals because that'll be fast. Okay, we'll just do something random like heavy rust. So we'll just change what her t-shirt looks like. And there you go. So that gives you a sense of how these items are kind of popped in there. All right. And one of the things I will mention is that I have this weird issue, and I'm still troubleshooting it. It didn't used to happen, and I don't think it's related to how I'm filing these items, or maybe it is, I don't know. It didn't, I used to file like this all the time, and I never got these strange icons. So if you know what these are and how to fix this problem, let me know in the comments of the video. In the meantime, what I've been doing is I just delete them because I haven't seen any problems come of that, and actually that was a recommendation by another designer, is to just get rid of them. So somebody said it was a corruption issue. Another person said it was a decompression problem, and I still haven't gotten a chance to sort of look at that. So I hope you found this useful, and Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you like what you see here, and I'll definitely be making more of these. Thanks.